Ow, 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 ow. League of Legends is political. Okay. I open my Twitch so that I can look at my channel, and that's what I see. Don Jake is having fun, I guess. Where is he? He has 200. Hold up. He has 200 people watching. Okay, we'll get to the finals, but first I want to hear. Oh, Jamada's on it too. Oh, he's actually talking about politics. Oh, he's actually just doing a whole like political debate. What is it? Okay, whatever the hell they're talking about, I'm not interested. If it was something, yeah, okay. Moving on. Let me make sure YouTube is live. I hate how this thing is not like. All right, what happens if I close it and then live docs and then chat again? It doesn't matter how many times I. What if I disconnect this and then reconnect it and then test again? Test two. Does that fix it? Nothing fixes it. It just at some point it will start showing. For some reason, Twitch chat. So there's like this tool that Streamlab has. Okay, let's try one last time. There's a tool that Streamlab has, and the tool lets you. Cadê? Test three. Yeah, the tool lets you see like both Twitch chat. Oh, there we go. Now it works. I think that's what I need to do. I need to like test on Twitch and then on YouTube because whenever I try on YouTube first, it doesn't work. It's very strange. Okay, I can put chat back. How does one do that? Is that how you do it? Yeah. Okay. Um. Yeah, the tool is like a little bit finicky. It's kind of hard sometimes to tell when like chat is being shown or not. It's a little confusing, but overall it's a very useful tool because you get to see all the chats at one place. Sometimes I'm streaming on like well I guess I don't stream on vertical anymore, but if I had multiple streams open, it's useful to be able to see, like, oh, all the chats in one place and you can respond and it tells you like this is from YouTube, this is from Twitch, this is like gives you timestamps, and you can actually scroll. Whereas the previous one I was using, like the stupid bot, I need to get rid of. How does one remove a standard moderator? Okay, so if he's no longer a moderator, he's not gonna join chat every single time, right? I think that's what it is. Anyways, um, damn. Okay. What a disgusting format. Yes, I that's part of the reason this feels so, what's the word? Like underwhelming. We had 3 games. I mean, I guess that's not up to like Riot, right? That wasn't part of the format, but it just the split format overall. Like I think I tweeted this out. We had 17. Team Liquid played 17 games. They played the most amount of games of any North American team. They're going to what's it called? First stand. Hanwha Life didn't lose. They didn't have to go to the lower bracket. They didn't do any of that. And they played 20 games just in playoffs. Yes, they did go for four silver scrapes. I understand that. But the point is, like, even if TL played the maximum number of games, the maximum number of games would have been 19. That's still less than what they'd play. So what Hanwha Life is playing only in playoffs. The split format, I don't mind it being short. I just don't like in terms of like weeks. Just give us more games. If instead of best of threes we had best of fives all the way around, give us best of fives single round robin or best of threes double round robin. But don't give us best of three single round robin. That's frustrating. Crashed out on David's Discord. Is that was he streaming? Would it be? I mean, he was probably live viewing, right? But I don't know if you were just in Discord or if actually let me see. But why would Ludwig and Charlie stream every game of Shopify when they don't even do that for the Val team? Oh, it's probably not that. Let me see. SLJ. Was it on voice? Du-du-du-du. It's so disgusting what they've done to my region. Yeah, it's kind of sad. I mean, format aside, format aside. No, just in Discord. Okay, okay. Format aside, 100 Thieves didn't like show up to play. They choked for sure. Game 2 and game 3 should have been won. He had his live party. Yeah, okay. Oh, he was on Discord. Interesting, because I knew he was at the watch party in New York, so I wasn't sure that he was gonna do anything. So he wasn't on the Discord. Oh, okay. You mean like just in chat? Was it in general or esports? I don't see it. Uh, base that will dominate. Bad format. Okay. I think I see. Lowest viewership. I think APA not playing a 0, 100 T through. Dumpty inting. They hit a Zill because he spoke the truth. It's actually discussing what's done in my region. What do they do in digital? I think they will appreciate your correlation. Where do I even begin? Format, branding, inability to promote the product. Agreed. Impact said he listens to Not Like Us in his post game. Oh, Drake is co owner of 100T. Didn't know either until now. Okay. Mm, yeah, I will dominate tweet. I saw it. I saw the one where he was like, let me pull it up. What think I saw? Yeah, this think this will go down as by far the least viewed final ever for LCS LTA. Now, wait until we have next split. Wait until we have double round robin best of one. Was actually mental scheduling. Was actually mental scheduling, and so many things happened to sabotage the split. Absolutely, so many things did. I care about this region a lot, but extremely disappointed in the direction that has been taken. I don't know what to do. I mean, I guess Umti wasn't that bad. Mental take after watching this weekend. um, yeah, I don't know. It 166K viewers. I don't know. I'll with like esports shorts, I'll just give it at least 24 hours because last time they gave us like 50K and it turned out to be like almost 300. So I'd at least wait on that number. It might be a little bit more, but I'm not surprised if it was 166. I wouldn't be sounding like more alarms than we've been doing the entire split. But I still think 166 is like more than last split, no? Or like 2 splits ago, spring. Either way, I think the my major thing is like we just had so little games. Even with all the sabotaging, even with the like not so much marketing, when you have I mean, there have been a lot of times where like the finals is just a stomp, right? Think of World's finals, like it was just a clean 3-0. It wasn't like that crazy or anything. Not last year, but the year before against Weibo. There are times where you can't really control like the gameplay. The fact the 100 Thieves didn't play up to the level that you saw of them yesterday, for example, like you can't really control that. And yesterday was like a lot more fun than today for sure. But it's just the idea of like we had one best of 5 that went 3 games, was 3-0. You telling me if you didn't give us best of 5s yesterday, like 2 best of 5s yesterday, we wouldn't have had like at least one game go 4? At least one match go 4 games? At least give us like every other region is getting like so many best of 5s. Think of how many were there? 6? There were 6? Or am I miscounting? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There were 5 best of 5s in LCK playoffs, right? You had Nongshim versus Genji. You had Genji HLE twice. You had DK HLE and you had T1 HLE, right? And then I think the DK Nongshim was like 4 games, not 5. So you have 5 best of 5s that went the distance. You had 0. You look at LPL, like they're having 2 best of 5s a day, with a lot of them going to 4 games, and then you had the NIP AL game like went 5 games. I don't remember what the other one was, but there's just so much more happening, in my opinion. Like so much more opportunity for games, and I find this people make this argument like, oh, what's the point of having more games? It's like, well, more games gives us more storyline, more content, more everything. It's almost like when you want to grow a league, when you want people to be entertained by a product, you give them more of it. I just think it's like very obvious, like, hey, more games is good, just objectively. Even for a streamer, like if a streamer only streams 1 hour a week versus 3 hours a week, chances are he's going to do better in the 3 hours a week, right? It's very rare that you have like streamers that only stream like 2 hours a week instead of like 8 hours every single day or 10 hours every single day for like years. Um, so I just think more like the more hours you stream with gameplay, obviously I'm not telling you to just like stream, the ocean sounds or something. Stream gameplay, give us more games. I know, like, here's the thing. Here's the reality. Chances are there's just budget stuff, right? It's just budgetary reasons. They're like, hey, we are actively like they only sent 3 of our casters down south, right? You had Azale casting every single game because instead of sending 4, sending 2 play-by-play and 2 color casters, they sent Azale to be play-by-play in the second one and a color caster in the first series, right? So that way he could just like he could be 2 people instead of 1. You're also having him doing the interviews. So like they're clearly cutting budget, right? Just look at how many people work for LEC in terms of broadcast. I know they do way less hours, and then how many casters we have. It's not even close. So I understand there's probably budgetary reasons. And you could argue like if it goes to best of 5, then we have like potentially in the split like I don't know 10 extra hours of gameplay. I'm not like of time we have to pay all these people, right? Maybe those 10 hours is like the difference between being above budget and below budget. I don't know. I would be surprised if it was that. We already are putting the games on days when we don't want them. We're already like sacrificing a lot. Is that really not in the budget? I don't know, right? You can always hide behind the excuse of like, hey, budget. And as long as LCS doesn't make them money, which I'm assuming it doesn't, otherwise they wouldn't be cutting the budget, right? If it's making you money, you put more money in it. If it's losing you money, you try to stop the bleeding. So my guess is that it's losing you money. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense to me. Or it's making you money, but you're like, hey, it's making us money. If we spend less money on this and still makes us the same amount of money, well, then that's awesome, right? That could be a thing. I don't really know what's going on with the LTA, but um, I think when you design a format that that has one singular best of 5, that's I don't think there's any other format that does that. It's kind of sad. But in terms of just gameplay, like 100 Thieves were very desperate. You could tell, like in games 2 and 3, they had such big leads, and you could tell that you just kept making the same mistakes over and over again. And it was a little bit disappointing to just watch them not even take a game, not even get us to like silver scrapes. I was hoping for 5 games. I was hoping for like more hype. Uh, Eleni Borden, hello. I watched it with my friend, and we were bored the entire time. Yeah, it wasn't like think of last summer, like last split, right? Even though the final was a 3-1, it was one of the most hype finals I've ever watched. It was so entertaining. And so like yeah, I guess maybe you could say like 100 Thieves didn't show up to play, but even the format, like the format plays part of it. The gameplay is like a big part of it too. You know, if every single game was like went to 5 or went to 3 games and we went to 5 games, maybe we're not having this complaint. I mean, I still think we would complain about the format. I actually like with all of the flaws that the format has, like I said, I am pretty sympathetic to Riot. I'm like, look, chances are Mark Z, Carlos, like they're all playing with a budget that's like very, very strict of how much they're willing to give you, and chances are this is like the best thing that they could come up with. Um, I just wanted best of 5s. Like, give us best of 5. Even if you don't give us everything best of 5, at least give us best of 5s starting in playoffs. I mean, there's no reason the past 2 weekends couldn't have been best of 5s. You're telling me you couldn't add like 2 to 3 extra games? I guess a maximum of 4 games per day. Like, you really couldn't do that. I I beg to differ. I think you definitely could have done 2 best of 5s. Um, yeah, It's disappointing. It's like it it kind of loses. You just hope we don't have this happening over and over and over again. Because next split, the format's gonna suck. It's gonna be best of one double round robin. It's gonna be boring. It's gonna be the same thing. You just hope that split three is gonna be better. And now you're like, okay, well, split one has this problem. Split two is like double round robin for no reason. Split three is like the only real split. So now instead of having two splits, we're having like one split wherein the one split is shorter than normal. And it's just like it definitely feels like the product is kind of crumbling in our hands. It feels like they're trying. I think Riot is trying. I think we just need more people to try. I think every single person needs to try harder. I think the players need to do more in terms of streaming. As a TL fan, I had fun. Hey, Dirty Neptune main. Yeah, I'm sure dude, TL were so confident. Dude, when APA was like, "Oh, choking," that was hilarious. Like, even from a Team Liquid fan, like, would you not have preferred to see 5 games, to see more games, to see like just more games of Team Liquid? You got to see 17 games from your team, and that was the most amount of games played. And then you look at Hama Life, and they played 20 just in playoffs, like not including the regular split. In our playoffs, Team Liquid played 6 games. Oh no, they played 2-1 and then 2-1. So they played what? 9 games. They played 9 games in playoffs. I don't know. That's just even Jan was saying is like we didn't actually have a best of 5. Like we didn't play a single best of 5 basically. So we're hoping that we can get a lot of practice because all the other teams are going to have experience in playing best of 5 fearless except for us, which definitely sucks. So, but yeah, Team Liquid fans should be very very happy today. I'm very happy for Impact. I think that he needed this win. I'm happy Jan like I'm happy for Jan for sure. I still think ABA needs to play better. I know he got his champions today, but like I want to see him play the Azir. I want him to see him. I was so surprised when they were just like they picked Azir instead of playing like Silas into Azir. I don't know. I don't know what was going on there. Like they did not take the same strategy. I know what was going on. I think I have a pretty good idea. Okay, I have a complaint. Why is there no losers press conference? Since when do we not do a losers press conference? I feel like we always do a losers press conference into a winners press conference. Or the other way around, regardless, like you do something. I think TL needed to win 3-0. They would have lost with their signature champ gone. Yeah, maybe. Maybe you go into like maybe if 100 Thieves don't throw games 2 and 3, right? They won one of them, all of a sudden Team Liquid like Umti's champion pool starts looking very, very slim. Like what is he gonna go on? Wukong? Like they just banned the Wukong because they've been banning it every single game. 100T. Like what does Umti play? What does APA play? Maybe it starts getting like very, very scary for Team Liquid if they don't make like 2 miraculous comebacks. Surprised they didn't ban an APA champ pool too. Yeah. I think the idea was like, hey, we're gonna give him Ziggs game 1. He's not gonna be able to play it anymore, right? We took the Azir because the APA has been playing a bunch of Azir, so they picked Azir game 1. They were like, okay, he's gonna play Azir Ziggs. He's not gonna have any more champions, right, for the rest of the series. And then they picked Victor, which, yeah, I don't know. I think the strategy for game 1 was fine. It clearly didn't turn out well. Don't get me wrong, but they did the same thing against Pain, right? In Pain game 1, they took the Ash, they took the what's it called, the Nautilus, or was it Nautilus? Uh, Leona, I think. Sorry, they took the Ash, Leona, they took the Sejuani, they took like all of Pain's best champions, and they're like, hey, we're gonna play this. If we lose, we lose, but if we win, like either way, you're not gonna be able to play your best champions, and that's what they did. Like I understand the strategy worked once against a team that's like a lot worse. I just don't know that it works. It didn't necessarily work against Team Liquid, now did it? And I feel like 100D also mental boomed a little bit, which I feel like they've done it a lot now, right? They did it at Worlds. They did the same thing when they played against FlyQuest. Although FlyQuest kind of like was last split last year, right? FlyQuest was like a level above them, but they still kind of just like collapsed mentally whenever things don't go their way. Um, but hey, they've definitely improved. So I will give FBI like credit. He seems like he's mentally stable. He seems like he's picking the team up when he needs to. I was very impressed with FBI this weekend. He looked real good. But then the question becomes, to your point, Melanie, what does APA do when he has to play a best of 5 against like freaking not Chovy, Zeka, right? Zeka has played literally every single best of 5. He's played 4 of them. What are you gonna do when like freaking, I don't know. Let's just say hypothetically speaking, I don't know who's gonna win. Who's gonna win LPL? Actually, that is a good question. NIP. I mean, NIP lost to AL, so if anything, AL. BLG could make the miracle run, right? BLG could just like turn Way into a monster somehow and do it. But like regardless, if it's Scout, if it's Knight, if it's like whoever it is, you're gonna get like a player who's coming up and has played multiple best of 5s, multiple game 5s, has like a much better champion pool than you APA. And like, are you gonna hide behind the Azir Ziggs? Like they're just gonna ban it and they're gonna say, hey, we're going to like pinch these 2 specific pools. I thought 100 Thieves like said, hey, we're gonna pinch jungle and mid lane. And like that was like their go-to. And it didn't work. But against better teams, they're gonna have better answers. And they're going to pinch your pool a lot more. Then what are you going to do? What are you going to do when you can't play the Sejuani, the Maokai, the Wukong, the Xin Zhao? Like those champions very quickly are just disappearing. And unless they beat you 3-0, right? You're gonna get to that game 4, you're gonna get to that game 5. What are you gonna do? You don't know what the priority is. We haven't seen Yon play Jhin. We've seen every other AD carry play Jhin. Why? Because you get to games 4 and 5, and guess what? That's the prio. You don't have the champions anymore. You're playing the Jhin. You're playing the freaking. I guess did we see him play MF? Did Yon play MF? I think he did. I don't think he played Zeri. Like we haven't seen his Zeri. We haven't seen. There's so many champions that we haven't gotten there, and like you need to practice those champions. So the format's not helping us to compete internationally, which is kind of sad to say. If you think about it, like, even though we got best of 3s, everyone else is getting best of 5s. Okay. I can't talk about that yet, unfortunately. But either way, like, you definitely need best of 5 experience for your champ pools. And I don't know how you, like, I guess you could do it in scrims. You could do, like, best of 5, like 5 games, win or lose, with when you're scrimming. I don't know when they go to Korea. I don't think they answered that question. I don't think that question was asked. Like when are you gonna go to Korea, right? They just said they're going to, but they didn't say when. Another thing, okay, in the press conferences, like I think I'm not gonna name his name, but the person who's reading the questions, no hate to him, but a lot of times, like he reads it with his Brazilian Portuguese accent. And it makes it difficult for the players to sort of understand what the question is. And I would like it if maybe in the future we have someone who speaks English a little bit better ask the questions so that the players can give the answers to the questions that are being asked. I mean, I understand this is the first split, and it's like you're trying to do the best that you can, but it would be nice if that were the case, just personally, because as someone who like speaks Portuguese, I understand what he's saying. And there's so many, and I understand the other people asking the questions, and there's so many times where I'm like thinking like, can I just like butt in and ask the question for the person, but I don't want to like be mean, you know? So yeah. That was another pet peeve. I'm wondering what the format is going to be for like in terms of interviews for First Stand, because it's going to be short, right? I think it's like 7 days. It's probably going to be a lot of games. Hopefully, a lot of games in those days. So hopefully, we get a lot of like interviews. But we'll see. It's going to be such a shocker going from best of 3, full fearless, to best of 1, double round robin. It's going to like non-fearless standard gameplay. It's going to feel real bad, dude. I'm not looking forward to spring, which is very strange to hear me say. I usually like, if you think about it, best of 1, double round robin is better for me because I get more interviews, because I can request like more interviews per day because there are more teams playing every single day. And yet I still would prefer less. I don't know, man. I think I still prefer this format over best of 1 double round robin, which is crazy. I don't know if you guys prefer that or not. like obviously understanding that the split had to be very short. It had to be 5 weeks. It had to be very quick because there's an international tournament that's being played in 2 weeks, right? Everybody like we need to reckon. It's actually just a little bit more than 2 weeks, isn't it? It's what one? No, it's 2 weeks because what it starts on a Monday, right? Today's Sunday, so it's like pretty much 2 weeks or 15 days, whatever, same thing. So like we finished 15 days. You give them like 3 or 4 days in order to make their preparations, travel. They're gonna scrim for like a week by the time they get over the jet lag. Like I feel like LPL is finishing what 10 days before first stand, but I guess they don't have that big of a travel to Korea. But then EULCS, I think they finish like a week. When does EULCS like the championships? Is it next week? Next weekend, right? Let me just look at LoL Esports website. Of course, they're gonna show me exactly when everything is, and I'm not gonna have to worry, right? Um, yeah, when I look at earlier today, no, where's tomorrow? ah, what is going on? How can I just see LEC, please? Okay, LEC. Wait, why are you showing me literally every single league? Can you just show me LEC? Por favor. Okay. They finished March 2nd. So LEC has 8 days. 8 days. That is crazy. Can we talk about the actually that trophy for LTA? It looks like frozen piss trophy. Okay, I don't think it looks like frozen piss trophy. I'll tell you what it looks like. It looks like to me, it looks like a Lego, like something made out of Lego. Maybe they have a Lego sponsorship that they haven't told us about, but it absolutely looks like a Lego. I if I'm like playing, I don't actually care about what my what's it called trophy looks like. I feel like maybe I'll ask the players next time I get a chance to talk to them, but yeah, I don't know. I to me it's just not I wouldn't care very much. Okay, so March 1st, LPL finishes their finals. And then March 2nd, LEC finishes their finals. So LEC is the last major league to finish their finals. Okay, understood. Yeah, I mean, at least personally, I didn't feel like the trophy was pretty. I thought it was like I don't know why it couldn't look like a regular trophy. Like it doesn't have to look like the LTA trophy. It can just look more trophy esque. It did. This one did not look like a trophy. It looked like a box. Did you see the pictures with Yon? Wait. I gotta pull this up. Hold up. I gotta pull this up. Okay, let me wait. I opened up the wrong thing. Okay, let's look at this together. Wait, huh? Where is LTA? I don't want the. Yo, why are there so many albums? Okay, all right. One more time. Is this it? Why? Did they not upload the pictures? I'm very confused. I guess they didn't. They just uploaded every other. Huh? Yeah, I can't find a picture of the trophy. That's nice. Aw. That's not nice, sorry. The guy that got the bucket, that's hilarious. Oh stop, Audie was there. There were a bunch of people. Licorice was there too. Okay. I guess there were all of Lions was there, huh? Are these is that Basil? I think that's Basil. I have no idea who that is, honestly. Um I think that's some FlyQuest people were there as well. Oh snap, Retro was there. Hold up. We got a Shopify booth. I didn't see any pictures. I guess I haven't been on Twitter for a while, but we got some Cloud9 fans, we got some games, we got some shirts. Honestly, the block party looks pretty cool. Uh but that's not what I was looking for. I was hopefully looking to see if I could find no. I can't find a picture of the trophy. I was gonna pull it up, but it is what it is. Yeah, I don't know. I personally, it's like it's a minor inconvenience, like how the trophy looks. Freaking LEC. Okay, LEC had like a freaking shield for 3 of their splits or something stupid like that. I just it is what it is in my opinion. Like at the end of the day, you get to say you won a title, right? You get to say you get the prize pool. Ooh, what is the prize pool for the split? Do you guys know? I think it's, let me double check, but I'm fairly certain it is 25,000 for winning. Is that wrong? Am I crazy? Maybe I'm crazy. Wait, let me double check what the prize pool is. Da, 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 da. That's not the. Where is it? It is Oh, there's no number for first place. That's very strange. $40,000. Huh? $48,000 are spread amongst the team as seen below. First place, no money. Second place, $20,000. Third place, $10,000. Fourth place, $10,000. So first place doesn't get any prize money and just gets qualification. This has to be wrong, right? First place gets $0. You get no money for being first. You just get the opportunity to play internationally. And like, is the exposure supposed to be? Okay, I am tweeting this out. There's no way, right? We'll see. There's no way you get $0 for winning, but you get money for for losing. Is this real? Surely there's a prize reward for first place, right? Finals was no fun. Agreed. Agreed, ProSub. I agree. Even like if you're a Team Liquid fan, I feel like you would have preferred to see it go to 5 games. You would have preferred to like see more games in general. Like we haven't seen a single game of Team Liquid that went 5. Like there's just so much. Sandra Favela. Boy. Interesting. Wait, how about next split? Is there a prize pool for split 2? Wait, where's split 2 playoffs? What the see below. Split 2. Okay, so for split 2, the prize pool is 160,000. First place gets 80 grand. And then for split 3, I bet you they don't even know what the hell the format looks like. Yeah, they don't even have like a prize pool for split 3. They like, maybe there is a prize pool, but they haven't put it up. But split 2 definitely has a prize pool of 160K. Maybe they, yeah, I don't understand why. Huh? Ooh, let's look at what the South. Okay. I want to look at South and see if below South has a prize pool, an equal amount for split 2. Split 2 playoffs. First place? What? Okay, for split 2 they have split 1. I mean it's the same one. And then split 3 playoffs? Oh, it's the regional championship. I was looking at the wrong one. My bad. There's $205,000 for split 3. Okay, makes sense. But yeah, why does split 1 not have money for first place? That seems like a, I know I'm harping on this, but it feels like just something wrong with the website, no? It has to be wrong. Maybe it's like $20,000 for first place, $20,000, $10,000 for second place, and then 5,000 split up for third and fourth. I don't know. I don't think this was the fastest finals, but it's up there. Like 3-0 finals kind of. When was the last time We had a 3-0 finals. I think it must have been 2022 100 versus. It must have been 100 Thieves versus was it Cloud9 when Cloud9 won? That must have been that was the last time we had a 3-0, so it kind of sucked. I agree. I think we talked about like why the format. Do they get money just for making first stand? According to this, they don't. The first place gets prize money for splits. Surely. Okay, do we think TL has any chance? I'm gonna actually try to see if we can maybe get an analyst at the end of March. But do we think Team Liquid? Okay, I just got a comment on one of the Reddit, like a Reddit comment. Hanwha Life played as many games in one series. Every single one of their series was 5 games. They played as many games as Lion did the entire split. That's actually crazy. That's actually insane. Not just a chance, I guarantee victory. Yo, Russell, vamos, parabéns. I mean, according to Core JJ, there's a 20% chance you guys win because there are 5 teams, right? I think he might be. He said he's a math guy, but I think he might be confusing probability with possibility, right? There's 5 possible answers, but the probability of each one winning is not the same. They have no chance. I will say this. I think they have a very good chance of making it into the playoffs. So there are 5 teams, right? And then there are 4 that are going to playoff. If they can get a really good matchup for their playoff, like I don't think there's any work. Like maybe okay, let's just hypothetically speaking, G2 make it because G2 always make it, and G2 somehow finish first and Team Liquid finish 4th, right? Because they're always 4th. G2 is doing amazing, and we end up having G2 versus Team Liquid. Maybe Team Liquid can pull it off. Maybe if our LPL team isn't like playing that well, you know, I think there's like a possibility of them getting to finals, but I just don't see them beating because they're going to end up having to beat LPL and LCK or EU and then one of LPL or LCK. So they actually have to beat it. They have to beat an Asian team. There's no way they get around not being beating an Asian team, right? Even if like LPL doesn't even make it to top 4, there'll be an Asian team in CFO. So wait, to be fair, there hasn't really been one dominant team, maybe. It's just LPL, LCK. Well, in LCK, like Hanwha Life I think Hanwha Life look like the best team in the world. I think they're winning first stand. I don't even know who's coming out of LPL, but I think like Hanwha Life just look so unleashed. I'm putting all my eggs in the Hanwha Life basket as of right now. Maybe if, you know, like BLG pick like Wei starts playing well and like he all of a sudden BLG win again. Maybe JDG like Jun Scout are playing like phenomenally. They're playing really well. I think with Plays is playing amazing. Like there are other teams. AL like look like an actual contender. There's a lot of really good teams in LPL and we'll find out over the next week or over the next like 9 days I think. But yeah, I think HLE look to me. Obviously, it could have easily been Gen.G or Damwon or like any other team. So, yeah, I think it can be. As of right now, I would probably favor LCK. There hasn't been one to, but if any tournament had an upset this year, I feel like this could be it. Till people figure out meta and lane swaps. Here's my issue. Here's my issue with that, Russell. My issue is that even though this is like supposed to be the one split where it's like anybody could win. Same thing in LTA. Like even after they won 3-0, AP was like anybody could have won this split, honestly. Like FlyQuest C9, any one of us could have won. It was really a toss-up. I think this was like the most tossed up split in a long time. But We only played 3 games in all of our series. We didn't have a single best of 5 that went the way. We had one best of 5 that was the 3-game series. So even then, it wasn't like a full best of 5. We haven't had the same level of practice in best of 5 full Fearless as all these other teams. And what everyone will always tell you is that scrims will prepare you, but nothing will prepare you better than playing on stage. Playing on stage is the best practice for something. And if you don't actually get the full Fearless best of 5, like multiple times, like what Hanwha Life is doing, what the LPL Victor is going to have, what LECs end up have doing, like you will not have. Even LEC isn't having. I think LEC only has like what 3? I think semifinals onwards is best of 5. It's like maybe us and LEC will be as equally unexperienced in that best of 5, but I think it's a toss up between LCK and Korea and China. I don't think we can include NA and LEC just because we've had so little practice in Fearless. Like they have played legitimately more than double the games. They like LCK has played more games than LTA and LEC combined. Same thing for LPL, even more. They played more games than LEC and LTA. I keep wanting to say LCS. So I just think there's a dichotomy when their top team, when LCK's top team has played 20 games in best of 5s, right? In just playoffs. Whereas Team Liquid, in their entire stint, in the entire split, have played 17 games. It's hard to think that we can actually compete, even though I do agree it's going to be like a toss-up. Do we know if it first stand is best of 1 or 3 or 5? I can't answer that. You have to wait. I don't know if we know or not. Yeah, I don't know, Pro Pancakes. I don't think we win, but we win against some teams for sure. Hoping we beat Europe. I think, yeah, Sigmask. I think we beat EU. I think we beat CFO, right? I think we probably beat Flying Oysters. Granted, I haven't watched them play a single game. They could be the third best region right now. I don't know. It's just the expectation that we're gonna beat them, right? We're gonna beat the LCP. I think we should be a top 3, top 3. I think we should, realistically speaking, like if we play against EU, we should at least go even, if not win. I think it would be disappointing if we lost, especially with the recent history of consistently beating them. It's true, they are good teams, but nothing compared to last year. We kind of just knew it would be BLG or Genji. Yeah, that's true, Russell. Last year it was like very obvious who the best teams in the world were. I wish NA teams just held tournaments in this long off season between first stand and spring split. Henry Bosco, we are not allowed to do that. We are not allowed to do that, unfortunately. So Riot does not want other tournaments being run at the same time or like being run by someone else. So unfortunately, we can't do that. If Riot's not going to give you games, make some games for yourself. I'm sure the teams would love to do that, but unfortunately, we can't. It's all best of 5s at first stand? Okay, I guess it is public information. So yeah, it's all best of 5. Maybe. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure anymore. Brother, we ain't beating G2 and Fearless? Hello? They will cook our solo lanes, and we have Humpty Dumpty. Okay, I like this. Humpty Dumpty. I'm actually going to ask him if he knows about the story of Humpty Dumpty. And if he doesn't, I'm actually going to bring one of the books. I think one of my, I'm sure I can find the child book of Humpty Dumpty and explain to Humpty the lore of. Wait, what's the egg's name? Humpty Dumpty, right? That's his name? I forgot. Can't count out secret agent Humpty Dumpty. I don't trust Humpty internationally. Yeah, he has inted, but I will say this. I think G2 is not going to make it. We seriously need more games. Our teams are getting cheated. Absolutely. He has terrorized 3 tournaments in a row. I don't think G2 are making it. We'll see them play against KC, right? When do they play? Like next week? Saturday? Friday? Wait. Let me go back to Lolly Sports. Why does it open to all leagues every single time? I just want LEC, my friend. Thank you. I clicked LEC and it gave me four leagues. Okay. They play tomorrow. Ooh, G2KC play tomorrow. Okay, we can have maybe we can talk about this tomorrow. But I think G2KC will say a lot. And I'm actually putting my money on KC. I think KC beat G2. I think G2, yes, they're up on the up and up. I think they went on like a 4-game winning streak and they beat Fnatic. Like I understand they have all the momentum. I don't have the same faith in G2 that I did in the previous splits because I don't think Labrov and Skumad as of right now are playing to where we expected. Especially Labrov. I think Labrov is just not playing like he did back on BDS. And I want to see him like he gives me hope that maybe Jan and CoreJJ, like they're clearly our best bottom lane duo. I think we can do a lot. I think Hansama had like a couple of really good games, don't get me wrong, but I still would favor our bottom lane. I think we can, yes, like Dylan, G2, they're going to cook and draft. I don't even think G2 are going to make it. So maybe we can have the discussion. Maybe we can say like Team Liquid versus EU. I think Team Liquid have a better chance against KC with their inexperiencedness, even though honestly against Mad Lions Koi, they showed a lot of poise and experience. So it was a little strange, but I want to see what happens with KC tomorrow. Someone understands me. Thanks, Henry. G2 have looked hot. They have. I mean, they're on like a 6-game like winning streak. Yeah, Loki. I think KC or even Mad Lion. Ooh, now that is a hot take. Mad Lion Koi will make it. Dude, Mad Lion got like uber stomped by KC. KC like put them in the dumpster. KC was just like, no. You think Jojo, like, you think you have anything? Hell no. They play tomorrow. Okay. G2 doesn't look as sharp as KC does. I agree. I do think G2 have like the pedigree and the championship like experience that they could like definitely pull off the win. But I think it's closer than people think. They're cooking in drafts. They're cooking in drafts. Warwick top looks interesting. I think Impact honestly feels like a Warwick player. I wouldn't be surprised if Impact like picks it up. He figured out he is indeed Chinese. I was speaking Chinese for once in his life. He was, dude. That was definitely a Chinese Ezreal. That was not a European Ezreal, dude. I have seen European Ezreal. That was not one. Even though he is French, I'm familiar with Hansama's game. Play good domestic into shitty Pan's performance at Worlds International. Yo, Henry. He had an amazing MSI. I don't know what you're talking about. His Worlds, sure, was a little shaky, but like overall, I thought G2 as a whole was playing shaky, and you could tell like they were playing like really weird, this Nocturne Orianna composition that no one else was playing, and they were like addicted to it. They lost 3 games in a row. Like there was a lot more, in my opinion, with that G2 like this year. Whereas during MSI, I thought Hanzama was cooking. I thought he was playing really well. Even against BLG, like when the best of 3 that they played against BLG, the elimination best of 3, like Hansama was cooking. Hansama was playing really, really well with his Kalista. I thought like, sure, there have been times where he hasn't shown up internationally, but I feel like last year he played well. Like his Ezreal was low-key racist. Agreed. I'm very excited to see Kalista internationally. Yeah, Kalista has been such a breath of fresh air. I would love to see like Masu, Yan against Kalist. Like I want to see that matchup. The kid is absolutely a beast, Henry. Koi ain't winning anything. Agreed. Unless Jojo goes like Super Saiyan and does something, but like I don't think that's happening, unfortunately. Just a bit of hot take, but I understand not agreeing. Yeah. They definitely top 3. I think so. I think that are they better than Fnatic? So Fnatic looked really bad today. But if Fnatic play like Fnatic was playing in the regular split, I think they beat Koi, Mad Lion Koi. But if Fnatic like keep the performance they've most recently shown, I think Koi will definitely win. I would be very happy to see Jojo beat Humanoid. That would make me happy. Fnatic definitely looked terrible, yeah. Impact hasn't learned a new champion since Cassante released. That brother can't even play Mbessa. He played Mbessa. We saw him play Mbessa this weekend. Or was it last week? We saw him play Mbessa. Am I crazy? Hold up. Impact golf? What the hell? Okay, let me just go to goal. GG. And then look for Impact. Let's look. He had 1 game on Mbessa. Okay, he's always played the Jax. I don't know. He played Mbessa. He tried. He played the tank Jace. Like here's the thing. Nowadays, yes, we think of Impact on like tanks, but he was like the Gnar GP like Shen player. He did play Shen. I don't know. I think Impact could do it. I think Impact can do it. I'm also an Impact fan, so maybe I'm just like Okay, let's look at season 14. Okay. Season 14, what champions did he play? He played Udyr, right? He had to learn Udyr. He played Zac Top. He's always played Mordekaiser. He's played Poppy Top, which is relatively new. Gragas, he played TF. He played the TF Top. He played Aurora. He played one game Aurora. It wasn't great, but he is like playing all these other champion. The season before, he played games of Gwen and Malphite. Like, I guess he doesn't have like the ribbons and things, but like when a new champion, he played the Tryndamere back in season 11 as 12 when it was really popular. He played the Gwen, the Aatrox, he played a bunch of He played 14 Aatrox games. He played Ryze, Karma top lane. He played the Maokai top lane. He played 3 games of Akali top lane. Like he's played Gragas top lane a bunch. I feel like he's played the Sejuani top, Tryndamere, Kennen. He played Grace. He has 6 games of Grace top. Like I don't know. Seems like he is picking up champions. It's just I think the way Team Liquid functions and usually Impact teams don't want Impact on a. Although wow, season 12 his most played was Gwen at 18 games, Gangplank at 17, Aatrox at 14. Dang. Okay. I guess it was probably season 12 meta. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking. He played Viego top. He played Jace top back in season 11. He played Lee Sin top when it was popular. Sylas, Wukong. He played Volibear. He played Akali. He played Nocturne top 3 games. He's played a lot of champions. I wouldn't be surprised for him to pick up a Warwick. Okay, true. At MSI, House was playing well, but him and Yike were clearly the worst players on that G2 team. Sure, I'll agree with that. I agree. Vasco Gamero, welcome. Do you think TL's performance today was more than 70% attributable to Spawn coming in? I hate it. Look, so much credit is going to Spawn's belt. I don't know that Spawn made a significant difference in how Team Liquid played. I think Team Liquid were looking on the up and up, and I can only like ask Team Liquid and be like, hey, did Spawn come in have a significant impact in your gameplay? I've always been under the impression like he's been coaching you remotely. Maybe when he comes in, the mood, it seems like Spawn has answered this multiple times, I think 3 or 4 times so far. And he's like, everybody just treats me like the villain instead of like, when I'm not there, everyone's like bickering and fighting within each other, right? But when I'm there, because I'm so strict, everybody looks at me and just like blames me and fights against me, and they end up like uniting against me, right? Common enemy kind of thing. Maybe that does like I've played a bunch of Flex Q games, like vibes. Sometimes you win just based on vibes, right? Just like even though you're like 12k gold down at 20 minutes, it's just you're having a blast. You're playing with friends. You're like trying all these cool things. You end up coming back, right? Like vibes do matter. I don't know that it was like maybe he's just like the best vibe guy for Team Liquid. Like he works perfectly in Team Liquid, and you can attribute, I don't know, maybe they're playing 50% better. Like 50% should go to Spawn. I'm not willing to give more than 50 personally from the answers I've heard. Maybe Spawn comes in and he's like, hey, I identified immediately that this was an issue and I fixed it, and like bam, we're champions. He didn't say that. That wasn't his answer. His answer was like, hey, people were like not playing, like people were fighting within each other. As soon as I came, they all started like just I was the target of all their complaints, and I sort of like mediated, I guess, in his own way, the interpersonal relations. So at MSI, yeah. Well, you're always gonna have a worst player, Henry. So like, yes, I think Yike was like the worst player, especially at MSI, but he was still playing well, my opinion. In 2024, 2023, I thought he didn't do well at all. Wait, did I? Oh, there we go. Kalista so legit. JoJo has been quite bad this last 2 years. 2 years is strong. He won MVP 2 years in 2023. So I don't think 2023 was bad. 2024, I thought he was like, I actually thought he was better than like people remember. I thought the only reason Cloud9 made it to playoffs, and I think they were third, right, was because JoJo was like hard carrying that team. JoJo was hard carrying that team. I think he was like, I even made the argument. I was like, I think JoJo should get MVP. I thought Inspired was the MVP of that split, but I thought I would take JoJo over Quid because Quid has an easier time with River, whereas JoJo was like a one-man army. And I remember this because I'm a Shopify fan, and it was literally just JoJo bailing out Cloud9 at the Nexus multiple times, which is the reason we didn't make it into playoffs instead of NRG. So I think, yes, in playoffs, like he did crumble, but like I don't think he was as bad as people make it seem. Maybe he had champ pool problems, which like Mithy talked about. He wanted to play very specific champions, and everybody just had a plan for that because it worked against JoJo. We saw it work against JoJo, and everybody just played it, and he couldn't do anything. But yeah, I think I think he's not as bad as people think. Now, he had a few good games and a few bad games in LAC, but give it some time. I think it's a new team. BDS is the new Fnatic, where they find ways to lose. That BDS, dude, BDS should have 2-0'd Fnatic. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. He played him best or poorly. I agree with you. Like really badly, yeah. It was incredibly ugly. Yeah, he missed a lot of his ults. They lost that game, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Maybe it's because they just that's just how TL play sack top lane. That is like what they end up doing, right? In lane swaps, a lot of times they get Yon solo experience, solo gold, get him plates and get him stuff, and then Impact is just like, okay, I'm 3 levels down. Haha, I have 3 CS at 6 minutes. I want to see Impact on a real champ and actually carry, you know? I don't think that's the Team Liquid style. I asked that because they seem to just explode positively today compared to how they were in their last series. They played really clean today. Spawn belt buff, hey Cal. Yeah, maybe it's spawn buff. I will reserve judgment until I see more of like Spawn is here, we're playing amazing. Spawn is not here, we're playing poorly. Spawn is here, we're playing amazing. Spawn is not here, we're playing poorly. Like if that keeps happening, sure. But as of right now, we have like what 5 weeks of evidence. Like I don't think literally like 1 week, 2 days of evidence because Spawn just came back like this week, right? He's only there for 2 of their games, so we don't. Vulcan was the much bigger problem at C9 2024. I think Vulcan was a bigger problem. I thought everybody was a problem, honestly. I felt like he was so disjointed. Even this split, Thanatos looks so much more connected to the team. Jojo looks so sorry, not Jojo. Vulcan looks so much more connected. It feels like as a team they're more connected this split than last split. And I think Vulcan is like really good. He's playing so well. Vulcan is playing a lot better. Oh my god, English. I was gonna say much better and a lot better, and then I said a lot much. He's playing much better than he did last year. In spring and summer. I thought spring he was playing quite poorly. I thought in summer he like improved his play, but he still wasn't like the Vulcan you expect, you know? And then this split, I think he's playing really, really well. He was perma-chain hinting in playoffs. Oh yeah, his playoffs performances were not that great. Vulcan didn't have good. He was perma-chain hinting in playoffs. True, there isn't much evidence per se to make a confident claim. I respect that. Yeah. As of right now, I'm just on the side of like, it's 5 weeks. Like every team had variance. We saw 100 Thieves like absolutely pop off. And then we saw them play this game against Team Liquid, and they couldn't close out a lead for the life of them. So like, variance is a thing. I don't think Umti like I know APA said that like Umti gapped Blabber in the 2 games that they did win. I still think Umti is not playing that well. Like on a from 1 to 10, like I think Umti is playing at like a 6. I don't think he's like even close to an 8 or a 9. He's had like some stinkers. He had some 4s and 3s, but like he's still not where Team Liquid need him to be. I thought Vulcan was so watched in 2024 that he wouldn't be able to come back. Kind of agreed, honestly. I made that argument too, because you had him coming from FlyQuest, and he was like, he just had a bad split on EG, gets traded from EG, sorry, an okay split on EG in 2023 spring, goes to 2023 summer, goes to FlyQuest, doesn't even make it to playoffs with Impact, Prince, Spica, MVP, like Vikla, who's looking amazing. Like they didn't even make it to playoffs. They were the 3rd best team in spring. Second, like they were tied for 1st at the end of regular spring split. It was kind of crazy, and Vulcan definitely seemed like he was a big part of the issues. And then you go to 2024 spring, and they have a 4-game lose streak, and then they lose to Immortals, and they lose to freaking Shopify, and they're just like losing to everybody now. And I was like, okay, what's going on to undefeated? They were 3-0, they were undefeated, and then we completely like destroyed them, right? Their mental somehow they just like went on a 4-game losing streak. It was crazy. And then even then they like barely were they like 8-6 or something crazy like that? Yeah, or 8-5. They didn't look great in spring. Summer, I thought he definitely played better. I didn't expect him to like play better. That's one of the things I asked him. I was like, hey, last year you weren't playing that great. Last split you didn't even look that great. How do you feel right now? He's like, I still don't feel like I'm at 100% playing at my capability, but I'm definitely playing them before. And like, when you have like multiple bad splits in a row, you start telling yourself, wait, do I just suck now? He's like, I'm glad that I'm like playing better, and like, okay, maybe I don't suck. So I thought that was kind of a funny answer. Cheap viewers. I don't want cheap viewers, bro. I want viewers that have class. Why would I want them to be cheap? All these like bots, they come into chat and they're like, cheap viewer. Why would I want them to be cheap? Why don't you like why not like classy viewers? You know, like respectable viewers, something like that. Come on, man. You should do better. All right, let me catch up the chat. I don't think. Okay, he came back to form slightly this year. Henry, I would agree. I disagree. I think he's playing so much better this year. Like, I think he is legitimately a top support. Just watch the games from Vulcan's POV. Umti has just been a passenger whenever TL wins. If Umti is a large part in these games, usually leads to losses. Let me read the whole thing before I respond. That's why I want a new jungler. Umti just reduces the ceiling of the team so much. Maybe I'm just overreacting, but whenever something bad happens in Team Liquid game, usually Umti is behind it. I might just be crazy hater though. I will agree with the part where, like, in general, when Team Liquid do something bad, it's off the back of Umti. Umti is usually the one throwing. But he does a lot. He's not a passenger. He does a lot for Team Liquid. He enables their very aggressive playstyle. I think in the early game, Umti runs this early game. I think Team Liquid don't look half as good if it's not Umti, which is like their early games changed because Umti changed the way he's playing, and he's playing the way he's playing in order to enable Team Liquid's early games. So I think he is an integral part of this team. I think he needs to start playing better. I don't think you change it. I don't think you want a new jungler. I think you need Umti to play better. That's my personal opinion on what Team Liquid need. Because again, Umti's early games are really good. He understands he's constantly like in the jungler's face, making sure that his enemy, like the laners can lane, his team can like actually dominate the early game because he knows where the jungler is, and if the jungler tries to get a gank, he's going to be there. He's going to counter jungle. He's going to do all these things for Team Liquid. Get the early vision. Get the objectives. Like, he does a lot, in my opinion. He throws. Wait, the Raptors beat the Suns just now? No, they can make it to the play-ins. Wait. Okay. Wait. NBA standings. The Raptors won a game against the Suns. Dude, KD. Oh my god. It must suck to be KD right now. Wait, the Raptors are like freaking 4 games away from even being in the play-ins. What are you talking about? The Raptors are 18 and 39. There's no way they make it into play-ins, my man. You are absolutely coping. Apparently Vulcan was carrying scrims also? Oh, I didn't know that. I wouldn't be surprised. He looks so rejuvenated. I'm very happy with how Vulcan's playing. I don't know about game 2 and 3 early game. We're looking kind of cooked because Umti ran it. Honestly, I don't even remember the games. To be honest. I remember the Ziggs game. Game 2, they played the Nico. That was Nico, and then I'll look up the drafts in a second. Let me just, if you swap Umti with any top 4 jungler at NA, TL would stomp the league. Well, I think if you have Inspired, if you have Blabber, probably. Sure. If you have River, maybe. But the thing is, like, the other teams aren't going to give you their best player, or like aren't going to give you a top 3 jungler in NA, right? So like you're looking at like, okay, who can we get? Can we get like Tarzan from like China? Can we get like who realistically speaking are you going to get to replace? I know everybody talks about Yuji. Don't give me that. Yuji does not run the early game the way Umti does. He's not. It's going to take him way too long to like adapt to LCS. You need someone who's a veteran in order to play on this team because you have winning aspirations. You're not looking to build, right? That's my personal opinion. But him forcing flash mid from Victor made the lane playable for Asol. Wait, game 2 was the Asol? No, that was game 3. Oh, okay. Game 3 was the Xin Zhao game. Game 2, we had Zyra support. Okay. Umti Xin game was not good. Yeah, Umti Xin wasn't great. Let me just look up the drafts real quick because I legitimately don't remember. Tournaments, LTA playoffs. Okay, there we go. Let's look at 100 Thieves versus Team Liquid. Games. Okay, yeah. So game 2 was the Sejuani game. That's right. Yeah, he died a lot. Okay, yeah. I see what you're saying. Game 2 was Sejuani, game 3 was the Zindao game. Though those weren't the greatest games. That's true. Ooh, Henry, that is insane. Imagine how good TL would look if they had a world champ like Piosik. Russell. With all with all respect, I say this. Cala a boca. What the hell? Piosik? Brother. Brother. Piosik? Come on, man. I know you're messing. Bo, yes. I dude, I think Bo would look amazing on Team Liquid. I was actually hoping that we would pick up Bo on Shopify. I was hoping we bought in Bo Niski. I was like, dude, we have Bo and the Whisperer, right? The Jungle Whisperer and Niski. I thought that combination would have been so freaking good. I thought like I legitimately think if we had Bo Niski, we win the split. Like especially a split where everything is up to chaos and you have just like infinite champion pool. Like these players can do it. You have a stable AD carry in Bvoy. You have a stable top laner in Fudge. Like Bo will absolutely carry the hell out of this team. Unfortunately, we don't have that. I'm happy with contracts. I'm not saying I'm not happy, but I definitely would have taken Bo. I think Bo is like one of the most amazing talent that we've seen in such a long time, and like we absolutely just fumbled him. Yeah, or EU did. We didn't. Considering everyone in TL is willing to play doggy champions, they have good shot callers. I think so too. I think so too. The only thing is like you would probably need some Chinese staff because even though he speaks English, he's like not fluent, obviously, and like all of Team Liquid is based around Korean staff. They have 4 players that speak Korean. The 2 of their coaches speak Korean. Or is it just one? Rainover speaks Korean. Is there another Korean? Dodo is not a coach. I counted Dodo as a coach. But regardless, like you have so many different Korean speakers, I feel like you would want at least another Chinese person in order to make him feel comfortable, like show him around LA, like get him used to like the environment and whatnot. Cause like that's actually very important, which people kind of often like forget about. Gory, he looked amazing in 2023, and then he started like playing worse. And a big part of it was like he was homesick. He didn't feel comfortable. And even though he had like Koreans on his team, he needed. I felt like he needed more like taken care of, which is something like as someone who's worked with Koreans who come here to study in school, I understand that like just the little things of like, hey, look, here's a Korean market that you didn't know about. Here's like this other market that might not be Korean, that's like closer to your house, but like you could do this. Like just getting them comfortable, I think is quite important. For game one, draft was 100T planned just to give TL all the champions they are good on, except the L. So Russell, what my understanding, because Team Liquid did this, 100T did this with Pain. They took Pain's best champions in like the Ashe and Sejuani, and then they have them play their second best, and that way, like for games 2 and 3, those champions aren't there. So my guess was that they were like, okay, game one, we're going to take the Skarner, which is OP, but like most importantly, we're gonna take the Azir, we're gonna take the Corki, right? Those are like the 2 big champions that I feel like they were trying to deny from Team Liquid. We're going to, because like we've seen Quid play Akali into Azir. We've seen him play. He literally counterpicked APA last time with Sylas into Azir. Sylas wasn't bad, by the way, and just absolutely dominated that game, right? And yes, this time they had the Maokai, which makes it a lot harder. They had the K'Sante, which makes it a lot harder. They had Poppy, which like makes it a lot harder for Sylas to play the game. I understand. It was a very different draft. Team Liquid didn't make the same mistake. But my point is, I think that their idea was like, we're going to take the Azir that, APA has been playing a lot. We're going to take the Corki that Yan has been playing a lot. That way we're going to make it so that like you're in a lose-lose situation. Because either you pull out your like your specialty picks and then you don't have it for the rest of the game, for the rest of the series, or you're going to try to play Orianna and like your Orianna sucks. So I think that's what they were going for, and then they lost the game and then they just kept losing. It only works if you win games 2 and 3. It only works if you get the better draft. You get like the Nocturne Orianna, you get the Kalista in game 2, and like you're actually winning, but you have to finish the game. So my goat, you're a Bo believer? Absolutely. Bo is just, I think Bo, it is illegal that he is not the best jungler in the West. He absolutely could easily be the best jungler if he had like a proper team around him, and he doesn't. So Bo is not without his flaws. You may have noticed that nobody who played with him ever wanted to speak too highly of him on Sackdown when Dom wanted them to. Really? I feel like every time anybody talks about Bo who's played with him, they say Bo is the best mechanical player I've ever played in my life. That's like all I've ever heard. I don't remember hearing anybody say anything bad about Bo. But I also don't. It could just be like my bias, right? Because like I like Bo, so people say good things about Bo. I remember. People say bad things about Bo. I forget. Interesting. What do you mean? Perks praised them. Niski praised them. Yeah. Uh, Niski played with Bo. I don't think so. Upset basically said he's good, except his communication wasn't good. Yeah, that. They were like, yeah, he's good at fighting, but we're hesitant to say if he would actually reach his potential on other teams, since he's kind of stubborn too. Yeah, he might have a. I mean, look, when you play like that, you probably have an ego. APA Azir is not even good, but it's what they've been going to. So that's my guess. Hey Mix, oh man, I didn't get the noti for the Cloud live stream. Missed an hour. Oh good. Didn't Yamato always say glowing stuff, but technically he's not a player about him? I don't think Yamato did play a split with Bo. And yeah, he did praise Bo a lot. And he was like defending Bo. He's like, Bo was not the problem in that he wanted Bo. Man, I kind of wish I could speak Chinese. I would absolutely do an interview with Bo and be like, yo, what you doing? Hit you with that WYD in the middle of the night, like at midnight. It's like, what you doing? Come play. I have a team for you. Not now, obviously. Contract's on a 2-year contract, and he'll fulfill it. We'll have the same team for 2 years. We'll make it to Worlds. We'll make it to like semis. I know. I wonder what Bo's up to. Yeah, it is sad. APA Azir is not good. I don't know what it is. What it is about APA on that champion, but he just looks auraless. Bo might be retired. I don't think so. I think he okay. After he didn't get a team, oh, his social media are completely cleared. Oh no, because like right after he left, like basically he stopped playing. Right. Last year he made a tweet. He was like, "I'm back in EU, and I'm looking to like win to dominate or something like that." Right. Which made it sound like he wanted to play more. But it'd be very sad if he did retire. I'm kind of sad. Dude, Bo Niski would go so hard on our team. Unfortunately, we don't have enough import slots for that. Even Bo Palafox, I'd take that. Unlucky. It's kind of sad that he kind of ruined his career in the LPL. Had to come to LEC, kind of like fumbled it there as well. I don't know when we're gonna see another crazy. I mean, Milky Way, I guess is that the next person? Oh crap, my phone's about to die. Hold up. Why are you about to die? Who's texting me? Oh, it's just Reddit comments. What happened? Wait, what? Okay, that's random. Anyways, he had to play with Seiken and Targama. Yeah, Casey wasn't his fault. I agree. People are saying, I just saw this comment because I pointed out how 100T did not, or the Team Liquid did not get any prize money. According to the Law Wiki, first place is not getting any money, but second place is getting $20,000 as prize money, which is very strange. I think it's just like an error or a mistake. But someone just responded, was like, no wonder 100T didn't want to win. They wanted that 20 grand. Wait, hold up. Imagine having to play with Kaiser and then having to play with Targamas. I think Kaiser's not as bad as people make him out to be. My personal opinion. I wonder if it's more work to integrate a foreign jungler than it is for a foreign top or AD or something really criminal that he never got another slot after that KD. Ooh, I don't know. I actually don't know. I mean, River came over and he's playing fine. Like Umti, just think of like Inspire. I guess Inspired is foreign, but he's not Eastern, right? But if you think of like all the mainstay people, Korean players, they're usually your mid, your AD carry, your top laner, even your support. It's jungle besides like Lyra. Historically, I'm thinking like we had Lyra, we had Reignover, we had obviously, River. I think that's pretty much it. Like in terms of like Asian junglers, right? That KC bus wasn't even his fault. I agree. He had to play with Seiken. Respectfully, Seiken should never have touched a tier 1 league, even after his first stint. I kind of sort of agree. Kaiser was, yeah, okay, he wasn't good on that Vitality roster. I'll give you that much. That's cute. Yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow. I want to see what happens between KC and G2. All right, I think we got through most of the games, and like I always enjoy like how the discussions just go. Like we were talking about Bo. I don't know how we went from LTA finals was a 4 out of 10 until like, yo, what the hell is Bo? It wasn't his fault. Please bring him back. Dude, Bo on Team Liquid would be insane. Dude, next year, okay, next year, Team Liquid. Steve, hear me out. Dodo, pick up Bo. Trust me. Actually, no, don't not Team Liquid. I don't want Team Liquid to just like win the split. I want Bo to do well. I don't know. We'll see what's gonna happen with Team Liquid, honestly. I want to see what they do first stand. I'm actually gonna put out a poll once we have like all five March 2nd, basically, when we know all of the representatives, because right now we only know 3. We'll find out LPL March 1st, like super early in the morning, 7 a.m. like or 10 a.m. my time. And then we'll find out March 2nd LEC. And then I'll see how much faith and hope do people have in Team Liquid. Have you heard anything about Bo since his original tweet? No. Behind the scenes stuff? No, I haven't. It's literally radio silence. At least on my end. Maybe someone closer like Yamato or like I Will Dominate, people who like are more involved in the EU scene would know, but I'm so happy 100T isn't representing us. I agree. I actually thought like 100T would win today, but I was sad that they would win because I was like, I would rather have Team Liquid go there and represent us because I think 100T would actually be like 4th or 5th. I wouldn't be surprised if 100T just like, yeah, crap the bed. So I'm glad it's Team Liquid. At least with Team Liquid, I can feel comfortable and confident that we're going to make it top 4. Just make it top 4, finish top 4. Just don't be the one team that gets eliminated before playoffs, please. Like, that's all I'm asking. Dude, if Team Liquid, I'm not even gonna think about it. I'm not gonna think about it if we win. We're going to win, so we're gonna make it into semis. But I want to see how many people actually believe before everything that we're going to make it. As much as I love Fly, we need to take down G2. Yeah. Well, if G2 make it, whoever's the best of us, we'll see. We'll see if G2 make it. KC could definitely win. Or who knows? Maybe Fnatic make the miracle run. Who knows? Maybe Mad Lion Koi is just like the next, HLE, and they're gonna take everything to 5 games and win it all. You never know. Anyways, thanks guys for hanging out. The split has been fun. I'll try to maybe live stream once we have some more. I believe Spawn can rehabilitate Umpty. We'll see. I don't trust it. Maybe even you. We'll see. All right, guys. Have a good one. Bye.